The Golden State Warriors have just won their 5th game in a row and are now only 2 games back from the 5th seed. But more importantly than that, the Dubs have made some huge changes, and so far, it's been everything you could have hoped for and more. I mean, over the last 5 games, Jonathan Kuminga, Trayce Jackson-Davis, and Brandon Podziemski have been absolutely filling up the box score. And not only that, but there's some serious chemistry building between the 2 rookies. Just look at Pod's thread the needle to Trayce in transition. That's a rookie making a bounce pass like that. Or how about my favorite play from the entire game, where Pod's Euro-stepped through the entire Blazers roster? And that's just a glimpse into what those 3 guys have been doing recently. But I'd be lying if I said the Warriors are winning solely because of the young guys. There are 2 very familiar faces responsible for this winning streak, and they're doing what they have done better than any other duo in NBA history. That's shoot the damn basketball. Over the last 5 games, the Splash Brothers have combined for 47 threes on 46.5% shooting. Just to put into perspective how crazy that is, that's more than 3 total NBA teams. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson by themselves are making more threes a game than entire rosters, and they've barely played the last 2 fourth quarters, which is hilarious to think when you consider Steph was being called washed just over a week ago, and now he's doing things that only Steph can do. Just look at him grab the board, race the ball up in transition, a quick behind the back dribble, and it's butter. And Steph is the only guy that can routinely mix in these kind of plays off the dribble, whether it's in transition or just flat out cooking whoever is in front of him, with the ability to also cook players before the ball even touches his hands. And Portland rookie Toumani Camara learnt that the hard way. Watch here as he tries to keep up with Steph off the ball, who goes one way before coming back the other way, but it's the way he's able to shuffle his feet whilst moving backwards that creates so much separation. Or in transition, where it's a screen from JK, and again, look at Steph sort his feet out whilst the ball is in the air to give him that extra separation for when it arrives. Every single detail of Steph's game is maximized in a way that we just haven't seen before. And when it comes to shooting, Klay Thompson is also pretty damn good. And I think Klay deserves some credit, because after really struggling to start the year, not only has he started making shots, but the mentality has changed. In fact, Steve Kerr was very blunt about that. He's changed our team with his shot selection. We just feel different. We feel more stable, more calm. The game connects. Every bad or wild shot seems to turn into a layup or a 3 at the other end. Frankly, early in the season, Klay was taking a lot of bad shots. He knows that. We talked about it quite a bit. When Klay's under control and taking good shots, we're better as a team. And there was a perfect example of that recently against Portland. Here's Klay getting the ball on the move. In front of him is a good, rangy defender in Jeremy Grant. Klay tries to take him off the dribble, creates minimal separation, and pause here. 3 weeks ago, Klay would have shot the ball regardless, but instead he passes it out to Chris Paul, who then throws it into a mismatch in the post, which results in a foul. And Klay's patience is rewarded, because then following the foul, he gets a much more favorable matchup, this time against Duop Reith, and gets a good shot in the mid-range. Instead of opting for tough turnaround fadeaways, often on one leg against good defense, he's been doing what he does best, coming off dribble handoffs or getting the ball off the catch and firing away from 3, knocking down shot after shot after shot, to the point where he's been so lethal from 3 that he opens up plays like this, where both defenders are drawn to Klay and TJD is wide open underneath for the dunk. Which is a good segue, because who would have thought the 57th overall pick from last year's draft would have completely changed this team's season? Because that's exactly what he's done, with his ability to finish strong at the rim, prevent other players from finishing strong at the rim, and rebound at a fantastic level. And what I love about Trayce's offensive rebounding in particular is he doesn't leave anything to chance. What do I mean by that? I mean, whenever there's a chance for him to grab an offensive rebound, you know damn well he's going to try and turn that into a putback dunk, which not only gives the Dubs much needed second chance points, but there's just a level of energy that JK and TJD are providing with their athleticism that the Dubs haven't had in a long time. You also see the impact Trayce has even when he doesn't finish the play, like here where he sets the screen for Pods. And with Trayce rolling, the defender doesn't want to help over to give up the lob, so Pods just strolls all the way to the rim. rim. When was the last time you saw a Warriors player stroll to the rim because the defense was so worried about the center catching a lob? Now, whilst Trace is going to continue to see minutes even when the likes of Wiggs, GP2, and Dre are back, one of these young guys has made it impossible to put him back on the bench, and that's Jonathan Kuminga. Because over the last 9 games, JK has scored in double digits every single game. And it's more than just the scoring, it's his overall game that has clearly taken a huge step. And Steve Kerr said this following the game against Washington.
The plays that Jonathan is making that are really make me smile are the extra passes. He wasn't seeing those plays over the last couple of years, and now he's really starting to feel and see the extra pass.
And it's these kind of plays which Steve is talking about. CP3 has the ball at the three-point line. He drives into the defense and kicks it out to JK, who has a wide open shot, but decides to swing it to Klay, who is a better shooter with an even better shot. And I don't know what it is about JK and Klay, but JK seems to find Klay really often. Like this play from later in the game where Kuminga gets the ball in transition. He hits Kuz with a nasty in and out dribble before drawing the help and kicking it out to Klay. Or from this game against Boston a few nights ago, where again, Kuminga gets the ball in a good position. He pump fakes, giving himself 2 chances to shoot, but instead passes it up to Klay for an even better look. And you know the best part about this? There's a really fine line between overpassing and still being aggressive when you're open. Recently, JK has found a perfect balance between staying aggressive but within the flow of the offense. And in addition to this, well, he can also do things that pretty much no one else in the NBA can do.
Play was fading there, but Kuminga fouls it home.
Paul Kuminga had to bring it down and then back up and a shot at a three-point play.
But you guys didn't really think I was going to finish the video without talking about Pods, because the level he is playing at as a 20-year-old is frightening. Even against Portland, when his three-point shot wasn't falling, he did absolutely everything else. I showed you the dime to Trace, but he had an equally as impressive one to Steph. Or how about his scoring? He might not be the biggest or most athletic player on the floor, but he just finds ways to get to the rim and finish. It's just that simple. Just look at the step-through move on this play against Simons. Or another example of his intelligence was on display here, where Looney is initially trying to feed Moody in the post. Simons does a good job at fronting him, so Pods makes himself available, immediately attacking off the bounce with no rim protection there, and just gliding through to the rim. He just makes it look so effortless. And the addition of these 3 young guys to a rejuvenated Steph and Klay has made the Warriors must-watch TV once again. Now, if you did make it all the way to the end of this video, you might as well subscribe for more content like this. Feel free to drop a like. Have a great day. Merry Christmas. Bye.